Hello, my name is Michael Carroll, and I am doing an oral of the movement in the film City of God. City of God was released in Brazil in 2002 and worldwide in 2003. This film is part of the epic genre, and the subgenre is crime and gangster. It was directed by Fernando Meirelles, produced by Andrea Barta Ribeiro, cinematography by Cesar Charlone, and starring Alexandre Rodriguez, Alice Braga, and Leonardo Firmino. For the film, my beginning marker is 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 12 seconds. That is when the scene starts. So far in the film, we know that Benny is going away and is having his party now with his girlfriend. The character Little Z isn't exactly happy about it, but everyone else is happy at the party. However, sad that Benny is going. Already within the first many seconds of the film, there's a lot of people moving, there's the camera's moving, and some items in the scene are moving. The party has started, there are lights everywhere, and the music is very loud. In the following scenes it mentions many different groups, and how they move at the party is very different. This begins about 15 seconds after the scene begins. There are the gangsters, who are not moving a lot, but the way they move, or how the camera moves particularly, shows a lot about them. The camera is zooming back and forth to see their faces of the characters, and then to see the pouring of the beer into the glass or into their mouth. This is similar to how typically gangsters are displayed. The next group of people were the soul people. This is a much wider shot with a lot of people. Many were in the same thing, clothes, doing a choreographed dance together. There are about 3 different groups of the 3 different dances in the very short amount of time. And this scene also has these many quick, snappy scenes also have a lot of people jumping up and down surrounding them. Then there's also the religious crowd. There's not a lot of movement in these. It's just a few quick scenes of either Benny and one character or Benny and another character. They either talk, they shake hands. Benny's the one mainly moving in these scenes. But you can actually see all the characters. A lot of characters are around them to show that there's still the party. But because it's religious, it's kind of quiet. It's kind of simple, and there's not a lot of movement. There is also the samba people, and like the soul crowd, these people have a wide and a long shot to view the many people doing a very choreographed dance. There's also a lot of people moving and jumping surrounding them. Finally, there was the groovy crowd. These people, it's just a bunch of people all spinning, and they're all touching each other, and they're dancing along with the music. There's also a lot of jumping. It's kind of just like music and dancing, mainly dancing that you'd see at a club or whatnot. After seeing how Benny interacted with all the many different groups of people, the soul and the samba people, you can now get close up on Little Z's face. His shoulders is not moving. It's quite a close-up scene, and you can just see how his mouth is moving, his face is turning, and you see him looking at a girl, which is talking to a friend, but there's not a lot of movement in this scene. Kind of just him moving his face, and there's not a lot of movement, but you can kind of see how the camera makes it look. I mean, he's not very moving, but the camera's moving, and you kind of see him come from the right to the left, which is, as the book said, it kind of shows a villain and whatnot, which is kind of what this character is. Throughout the total of this 2-minute scene, there is a lot of panning. You can see that in the beginning when the camera's moving with the gangsters and with the religious crowd. You can also see it when it goes up onto the character Rocket, which is on the DJ. He kind of pans on him, and near the end with Little Z, there's a lot of panning there. You can also see that there's a lot of, not really handheld shots, but the camera moves with the dancing, which kind of makes you feel like you're part of the dancing crowd. That's in many of the scenes as well. However, there's not as many crane shots or dolly shots. However, like I mentioned before, there's a lot of zooming shots, including on Little Z, and whatnot. But there's some good aerial shots near the very beginning of the scene. That's when it's looking down at all the people. You can see it. This also includes tilt shots in it where you can see all the people. It gives a great view of all the people just dancing and moving. The camera work really helps in making the scenery, the people in the movie look really good. And that's it for City of God movement analysis.